coming at you with another tier list, as in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at right fielders. Now, as I'm sure many of you guys know, this is one of the most stacked positions in baseball, so this is going to be a pretty good one. And we're going to be ranking these right fielders with 5 separate tiers, starting with superstar, going to all-star, good, below average, and trash. So with that in mind, let's hop right into the video. All right, so first player we're going to be looking at today is Pavin Smith. All in all, I mean, he's shown flashes in the past, but this year really hasn't been great. He's hitting right around 200. He has the potential to be a good right fielder, but right now I'm going to put him in the below average category. Next up here, we have Ronald Acuna Jr., clear-cut superstar, one of the best players in baseball today. No doubt in my mind, he's a superstar. He's a 5-tool player. He just does it all. Next up, we have Anthony Santander. He's having a really good season for Baltimore this year. While I don't think he's quite an all-star caliber right fielder, he's very, very close to it. I'm going to put him in the good category. Next, we have Kyle Tucker, who is another superstar in my opinion. He has 30 home run, 30 stolen base talent. He has some pretty good defense in right field as well, and he's clearly one of the best and most important players on Houston's roster. Jackie Bradley Jr. This one hurts, and I hate to do it. He has a great arm, one of the best in baseball, but outside of that, he does nothing good. He was a good player at one point in time, but right now I have to put him in the trash category. Seiya Suzuki, he got off to a very hot start in his first year in the big leagues, and he slowed down quite a bit. I don't think he's been playing too great this year, but I think he's a good right fielder. I think he's pretty close to being below average, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Tyler Naquin, I mean, he's like a 20 home run hitter. He had a breakthrough season a couple of years ago, I believe. And I mean, I don't believe he's a great defensive right fielder. He really, like I said, can hit home runs for you and drive in some runs. But I don't think he's quite a good right fielder. I'm going to put him in the below average category right now. This is Oscar Mercado of the Cleveland Guardians. Not going to lie, I haven't seen too much of his stats this year. I know he is okay, but I haven't heard too much from him this year, so I hope I'm not wrong with this one, but I'm going to put him in the below average category because, like I said, I don't think he's too great of a right fielder the last time I saw, but I could be wrong with this one. I haven't really seen much of his numbers this year, but right now I'm going to toss him in the below average category. Charlie Blackmon, Colorado Rockies. He's had a bounce back year this year. He's getting up there in age and he's still producing. He is a Coors product, but he's still a good right fielder. Like, he's driving in lots of runs and he has pretty respectable lines this year, so I'm going to put him in the good category. AJ Pollock, Chicago White Sox. He has good power and he's okay in the field. He's getting up there in age, so he's not the best defender in the world. But let's see, sorry about that. I don't think he's quite a good right fielder. I'm going to put him in the below average category. Robbie Grossman, another right fielder who, I mean, he has potential. He's shown that he can hit home runs in the past. He's a pretty good outfielder as well. He's on the Atlanta Braves now, not the Tigers. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to put him in the, actually, I don't know. See, I'm not too familiar with his numbers this year, but I'll put him in the good category. Whit Merrifield, he's on the Toronto Blue Jays now, as I'm sure many of you know. He's fallen off pretty hard. He does have some pretty decent numbers, but let's see. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to put him in the good category. He's still a good right fielder. So, yeah, I'm not going to disrespect him too much. I'm going to put him in the good category. Taylor Ward, Los Angeles Angels. He had a insanely hot start to the year, and he's fallen back down to earth. But I still do think he's a good right fielder. He has some good offensive numbers still on the year, so I think he is a good right fielder. Avisail Garcia, Miami Marlins. He's always been a good offensive bat, whether it be home runs, driving in runs, hitting for average. He's been a pretty solid right fielder throughout his career, so I'm going to put him in the good category. Next up, we have Mookie Betts. This is an easy one. He's definitely a superstar. He's the definition of a superstar. I mean, he does everything. He's one of the best hitters in baseball. He just produces year in and year out. Not much needs to be said about him. He does everything offensively and defensively. Cole Calhoun. One point in time, he was an all-star caliber right fielder, but right now he's a below average right fielder. He has good power numbers. That's the only reason why I'm not going to put him in trash. Like, he can hit 20, 25 home runs still, but he's not going to do much else for you. He also has a pretty good arm in right field, so I think he's below average. Hunter Renfroe, Milwaukee Brewers. He has some really, really good power in his bat. I don't think he's quite an all-star right fielder, but I do think he is a good right fielder, so I'm going to put him in the good category. Next up, we have Max Kepler. I believe he's having an okay season. I think he's really the definition of an average right fielder, so I think he fits right in there with the rest of these good right fielders. Starling Marte, he's a very good player. While I don't think he's quite on the superstar level, he is just a step below it. He's going to be our first all-star right fielder today. He can hit 20 home runs, steal 20, 30 bases. He's a really good asset to the Mets, and he's been a big reason why they've been so good this year, and he's one of my favorite players to watch. He's not flashy, but he knows how to play the game the right way, and I really do like him, and I think he is an all-star right fielder. Next up here, we have Bryce Harper, another superstar. I mean, he's as good as it gets. He is the definition of a superstar. He hits home runs, gets on base. He's a good clubhouse guy. He's the clear leader of the Phillies, and I cannot wait to see him in the postseason this year, unless they really do choke, but I think Philadelphia is going to be in the postseason. Next up here, we have Will Myers, Rookie of the Year way back in Tampa Bay, but at this point, you can't deny he's a bad right fielder. I'm going to put him in the trash category. San Diego fans, I'm sure, would back me up on this one. He's just not a good player at this point in his career. Giancarlo Stanton. This is a tough one because he has 40 home run pop in his bat, but he's hitting for a really bad average this year. I want to put him in the all-star category, that is, but I can't put him above like Anthony Santander. Like, comparing Stanton and Santander, I think Santander is a little better, so I can't put Stanton in the all-star category just because of his name. So I think I'm going to put him in the good category. Ramon Laureano, one of the best arms in baseball. In the outfield, he is honestly having a pretty solid year this year. I believe he has double-digit home runs and stolen bases, and hopefully he's not on the PEDs. I highly doubt he is, because I'm sure he would have gotten suspended again, but he's a pretty good player, and I don't think he's all-star level, but I'll put him in the good category. Okay. I don't know this guy. I should have looked it up before the video. This is someone I don't know, so I can't really put him in the below average category because I don't know how good or bad he is. I'm sure he's not too great because he's on the Pirates and they don't have too much talent, but I hate to do this. Sorry about this one, guys, but I'm just going to put him in the good category. Next up, we have Mitch Haniger, Seattle Mariners. He's a really good power bat in right field. He's an important piece for Seattle, and I'm going to put him in the good category as well. And, oh gosh, I hate to do this again, but I don't recognize this face. I usually know every single player on these, but similar to the Pirates right fielder, I'm going to put him in the good categories. I hate to do that. I should have looked up these two guys' names before the video, but I'll be sure to do that next time. Next up here, we have Dylan Carlson, St. Louis Cardinals. He was a former top prospect in their system. He's a pretty good right fielder. He's not reached the levels the Cardinals would have hoped up to this point, but I don't think he's been too bad, so I'm going to put him again in the good category. Manuel Margot. This one is honestly like a no-brainer. I don't think he's an all-star right fielder, but he's definitely a good right fielder. He's been pretty good for Tampa Bay this year, and I think he fits right in that category. Teoscar Hernandez. This is a tough one because I think at his full potential, he can hit 40 home runs. Like, he's a really good right fielder, and I don't want to sleep on him. So let's see. You know what, I'm going to put him in the all-star category, and I'm also going to put Anthony Santander. I'm going to switch that up. I want to put him in there because I know Hernandez has the potential to be an all-star, and I really like him, but I don't want to disrespect Santander because I think he is a really good right fielder, and he is also an all-star caliber right fielder, so I'm going to put Santander up there as well as Hernandez. And the last player we're looking at today is Juan Soto. This is another easy one. He is a superstar. He's one of the best bats in the game today, if not the best hitter in baseball. He's obviously on the Padres now, and I can't wait to watch him in the postseason. Maybe he'll have another magical run in him like 2019 with Washington, but Juan Soto's a superstar. That's one that's pretty easy to go with. All right, so I looked up those two players' names that I didn't know, and it looks like it was Jack Suwinski and Luis Taylor. For Suwinski, he's had pretty good power this year, and he has a pretty bad average. It's right around 200, so I think he's a below average right fielder. As for Luis Gonzalez, he has a pretty good line this year. He's hitting 252 to go along with 4 home runs and 10 stolen bases, and judging off of the numbers, I think he is a good right fielder. Again, I apologize for not knowing their names to begin with. I should have done the research ahead of time, but I just completely forgot, and I'll make sure to do it next time. But anyways, that's going to wrap today's video up. Let me know what you guys think down below, where you agree or disagree. As always, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching and continuing to support, and I'll see you next time.